Alright guys, so this is your 31st tutorial, and in this tutorial I'm going to teach you about function overloading. Now function overloading is something that a lot of people tell me it's difficult or it's very confusing and they don't get it once, or they just can't do function overloading because it confuses them a lot. Well, function overloading is not at all confusing. It's very simple and it's very useful. After I teach you function overloading in this tutorial, you're gonna use it a lot because it really comes in handy. So I'm just gonna put it real simple for you so that you can understand what function overloading is, and if you use it as many times as you can, and it's gonna make your life a whole lot easier. So what function overloading basically is, you create two functions with same name, but they can have different return type, or they can have different data type, different parameters, or they can have different and they have different function definitions and all that. So let me just start writing the program, and you'll understand it by the end of this tutorial that what function overloading is. So let's just assume you have two variables, a equals 5 and b equals 10, and both are integer type, and then you have two variables, c equals 1.5 and b equals 4.3, and these are float type. Let's say you want to build a function that adds two values. Now when you do start building a function, let's build a function void add. It will take int x comma int y, and what this will do is it will just print out the addition is x plus y. Alright, so we built a pretty cool function that adds two numbers and takes two integer parameters and just adds the number and gives output. But what will it do for this float values? We also want to add them. So now you're saying, alright, I gotta build another function and I gotta name it like add float or something, and I'm just gonna pass float parameters. Well, then assume you have two numbers, those are strings, and then you gotta make another function like add string, and you have 10 or 15 functions like that, and you gotta remember the name of every other function for different types of data types. Well, you don't have to do that. I mean, C++ developers, they made your life a whole lot easier by introducing function overloading. What you can do is you can just put the function name simple and just alter their parameters or their function definition. So here in the above add function, the first add function, we passed in two integers, and here also this is an add function, but here we are passing in float. So well, you can do that. I mean, it won't give any error, right? So let's just print out the addition of number is plus y. Alright, so just to differentiate them, let's see out one more line by putting a handle in here and just put another one. This is integer type function. Alright, so let's just add that line there and we'll do. And inside this we should add one more line, that is this is a function. Just add that line. Alright, so we're good to go. Now we created two functions. They have same name, but here there are integer parameters and here there are float parameters. So when we call them here, let's just call them first. So just call add with a comma b, and just call add with c comma d. All right. So now here in the first one we pass in two integers. So it's gonna call this function which has integer parameters. Now again on the second time when we call it, we are giving it float numbers. So we'll call this one, not this one. Alright. So here we overloaded a function named add with two different kinds of parameters, and now whenever we call it, depending on the parameters we feed, this will call either this function or this function. So let's just begin run this. Hopefully I won't get any error. And yay, I didn't got any error, and here it is. In the first one, when you call it here with A and B, it said the addition is 15. So 10 plus 5 is indeed 15. And it said that this is an integer type function. So we know that this function got called, right? The first one. The second time when we called it with C and D, 1.5 and 4.3, their addition is 5.8, and this is a float type function. So this function got called the second time we called add function with C and D parameters that are float numbers, right? So I think it's very simple to understand this thing, that you just create two functions which have same name, but they can have different parameters, or they can even have different return type too. Like this may be, this may have return type integer and this may have return type float, and then you can add function definitions and it will do the same thing, right? So this is also function overloading by just changing the return type and keeping the name same. Just the name of the function should be same, and rest everything could vary, and that would be function overloading. So I think it's very simple to understand function overloading. You just have to make two functions and there's that. It will help you a lot when you are building a function for different type of parameters, but you want them to perform the same thing again and again. So you don't have to, remember the name of 10,000 functions for your program. You can just do that. You can just provide them same name, and they can just differ by, as I said, parameters and run types. So this is it for this tutorial, guys. In the next tutorial, I'm going to teach you, well, I don't know what I'm going to teach you, but just stick with me, and thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe.